What's up, gang? I'm back. I am happy to be back as well. I know you guys were like, Nikki, where you been? You've been missing in action. Snatcher been putting in all the work. Well, I was here, but some things I think is better left for him to do. But I'm here to help today. As you already saw, he showed you he has put in the Baron strips, I think is what they call. Y'all probably heard him in the background. He's over there working, putting in some more. He told you he'd be putting Baron strips in the back and the front. And I am here because the ceiling planks that need to go in over top of the Baron strips still need to be stained on the back side. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. So come on, join along as yeah, you see, he had to jump in and steal my thunder.
What's the Wherever We Land video without Nikki and Snatcher? Gang, yeah. So like Nikki told you, gang, we are putting in that work. Shout out to everybody that's been giving us motivation, getting in the comment section and telling us that we got this and God is with us, praying for us, putting prayer hands and emojis in the comment section so we know that y'all praying for us. But like Nikki said, I am over here finishing off what I told you guys in the last video. And if you haven't seen the last video, here it is right over Nikki's head somewhere. Yeah, and that is the installation, the prep work of the fairing strips on the ceiling. And right now I'm boxing out the MaxxAir fan, and then I'm going to move on to the air conditioning. But this is Nikki's video, gang, even though it's our video, but I'm going to get out the way because Nikki's going to put in some work. Can you believe that, gang?
Oh my
What
goodness.
the fish snatcher, to God be the glory. Yeah.
Y'all know Nikki don't mind working. I don't mind working at all. But like I said, there's some things that's better left for him to do. I'm not the one to be using the saws and things like that. Maybe one day he can teach me that. But let's jump right in and get to staining the back of the ceiling planks. Here we go. So as you see, Snatcher has it all laid out for me, and the table that I have to put the ceiling planks on is not quite wide enough for me to get all of them on there. So he laid 2 more pieces of wood down for me so that I'll be able to put as many of those on here as I can so we can get them all stained, because the goal is to let them dry so that he can start putting them in after he gets the fairing strips done for the front and the back. So I'm gonna get to it. I gotta find, oh, here they are. So I've got the little brushes that he bought. As you saw in the other video, he started it out with like some microfiber papers and ended up going and buying some little paint brushes that are easily to use, or easily used, I should say it like that. And so yeah, I'm gonna use these. Now let's see if I can grab it from this table to bring it over here to this table, because those things are actually taller than me. So here we go. Not too bad. These aren't that heavy. So got the first one brought over. Now let's proceed with the rest. Now I'm gonna talk about the elephant in the room because he mentioned it in the last video. So he told you guys that I didn't quite like the stained color. Well, I did want a bit of a darker color on the ceiling, but it's okay. We're gonna go with it because it is what it is. And anything goes with natural wood color, right? So we have opened up the door to be able to use any other colors that we prefer on the cabinets, on the walls. So yeah, so I'm just gonna roll with the punches, gang.
While Nikki's over there putting the wood finish on our ceiling planks, that's the shiplap board, let me show you what I got done so far. As you can see, I got a light hanging, but yeah. Framing is all done for the MaxxAir fan anyway. I still got to do the air conditioner up there, but the framing for the MaxxAir fan is complete. As you can see, I use Craig jig to make the hose for these things, and it's good and solid, gang, good and solid. So now we'll be able to mount up nice. And then you see I also made some wood fairings for back here. Full transparency, I did have to use self-tapping screws for the fairing strips right here at the very back, just because there's no holes in the very back there. So what I did was I measured the height from this fairing strip, from the ceiling to the bottom of this fairing strip, and I put it here the same way, which was 1.5 inches. So I cut 1.5 inches wood, and I made it thick enough so when it's time for me to put up the shiplap, I actually have boards to screw into. So I got plenty of thickness there, as you can see, to screw into for the shiplap boards. But yeah, gang, now let me figure out how to get this air conditioning one done, because the front of the van has a similar problem. But I'm gonna work on that while Nikki is getting the wood ready so we can put it on the ceiling here, gang. But yeah, let me get you back to Nikki. Oh, before I give you back to Nikki, she wants to inspect my work, gang.
Yes, 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 I have to supervise. You know how that goes.
So what do you think?
Let's see here. Let me step up on here. All right, looks good, looks good. I'm liking it, gang, I'm liking it. He did a great job. And I told you, this is the type of thing that Snatcher has to do. I'm gonna keep on working on my wood finish.
What you think about the framework?
That's what I was talking about, that you did a great job. It looks really good. I think it looks even all the way across. That's the way I should say it? It's like flush. That's the word. I think that's what, you know, handyman use. It's flush all the way across, so that when he gets ready to put the actual ceiling planks on there, everything should, for all intents and purposes, go in very smoothly.
Lord willing. But she didn't notice something, gang. You missed something.
That?
We have insulation up there too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, underneath the wood. Okay, I see that. I see that.
So the ceiling is fully insulated now, gang. All the way from the front to the back, we are fully insulated.
Gang, that's what's up. We're gonna be warm up in here.
And hopefully cool when it's hot.
And cool when it's hot, that part.
To God be the glory, gang. We are making progress. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are back. Okay, so I figured out my strategy with the wood planks over here. It's just wipe and go. And I'm also doing the little inside crevices too, because I think what the wood finish is for is basically to help keep mold off the ceiling. Or, yeah, because we're going to be breathing inside of there, and moisture is inside of there, and wood can get moisture, so this should stop that. So I did the inside of these little parts here. I did the inside of the little crevices. So hopefully Snatcher is happy with my work. All right, let's get back to it. get a little bit more wood finish.
That we will, that we will.
But it's all good.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 done.
So
we're gonna need about 8 or so.
We're over here talking about needing more wood finish because I've got, like he said, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them done, and I think at least 2 to 3. The other side needs to be done also, but the rest of them was done, and I'm actually glad that I'm finished because I forgot to put on a mask. And this stuff can be a little strong, but we have the garage door wide open so we can get fresh air. So if you hear leaves blowing around, that's why. But I'm gonna step outside, get some fresh air, and we'll probably have to make a run to the store to get some more wood finish. So while I'm getting some fresh air, I thought I'd come over and check out what Snatcher has going on in the front of the van. As he told you, he has to put some fairing strips. Woo! Yeah, y'all hear it. The great outdoors. That's all these leaves blowing around out here, but it is beautiful. A beautiful fall day. It feels really good out here. But like I said, I wanted to check out to see what Snatcher was up to in the front because he has to try to fit the fairing strips. Now, I think as he told you before, there is not a, I guess, frame that comes down that has like a dip like the rest of the van did in the top of the ceiling. So he's kind of having to make his own makeshift, whatever that thing is called, so that he can get a fairing strip to stay in the front of the van also. So before I butcher what everything is called, I'm just gonna show you what he's doing. Gang.
All right, gang, so like Nikki told you, I'm working on the fairing strips for the front of the van right now, and the front of the van is a little bit more difficult for a couple of reasons. One being is that we have, I don't know if you can see that right there, we have this little lip, this cover for the inside of the van, which we definitely want to keep. So I'm trying to figure that out. But also, upon further inspection, I see there's other things fastened inside of there. Like, can you see that right there with my thumb? There's a little piece right, I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can't. There it goes. You see that right there? So I'm gonna have to develop a game plan to figure out exactly how I'm wanting to put this strip up. And also upon further inspection, I may not have to frame in the air conditioning unit, right? Because it doesn't come with a brace. This is the cover for it that you see right here. The cover is on it. So this piece right here is the cover. So the wood actually will go under there. It will go around the lip of that right there. So I don't think I have to make a frame for that. I just have to figure out how to get a fairing strip up here on the ceiling so I can run the wood all the way down the van and have a place to screw the wood to. So let me figure that out, and when I develop something, I'll let y'all know. But we got to go get Nikki some more wood finish so she can finish. Dang, she needs to get to work.
All right, gang, so we've made it to Lowe's. Snatcher took a break. I've taken a break. We're a little hungry over here.
Yeah, for real.
For real. But we're gonna go in here, get some wood finish, and then we're gonna take a break for lunch and then get back to it.
Yeah, because you can't work when you're hungry, gang. It just doesn't work out. Like, I tried it, and I'm making mistakes because all I'm thinking about is food. So let's get something to eat and get back at it. Gang. This one?
It is the clear.
Let me see
Natural,
the picture.
I mean.
Natural, where you see that at?
Right there.
That's it. So they had golden pecan.
All right, so gang, now he wants to show me the different stain colors inside of this store. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. We got natural, so we're gonna go with natural because you're just gonna make me upset again.
Well, guess what I did do right though, gang? I got natural. I got the wrong color, but I did get the one that's for indoor use. Yeah, so there's an outdoor use and an indoor use. I don't know what the difference is, but I don't want no outdoor poison. So to me, the indoor one is for us. And I think there's only a sign right here. See there? Interior stains. So therefore, make sure you get one for interior use if you're going to be putting it indoors, just to make sure you're safe. So Nikki was worried about color. I was worried about safety. Yeah.
Well, lunch is now over and it is back to work. And Snatcher's about to start cutting some things that he needs to do, and I'm about to start staining again. So let's go. So as I was about to prepare to open up the new can of wood finish, Snatcher was over there cutting the wood, as you saw. And there is something about freshly cut wood. It has a really good smell. I don't know. Maybe I'm a weird, but it does. It just has a very fresh smell to it. I don't know if it's the type of wood that he purchased, but it smells really good. And it smells like work. So anyway, let me get to it and open up this new can of wood finish. So I don't know if you can tell, but there are parts of the wood that are still wet. Most of the ones to the far right over there, to my far right, they are all dry except for a little patch right there. I don't know why that one little patch over there is not dry. But coming back over to about the fourth one seems to be pretty dry, and then these three here still have a little stain that is wet through here. And then as you go all the way down, there are some that are still wet. But I'm going to add to the table where I can fit more and go ahead and get started to stain the rest. So I believe these two I'm going to remove from the table and bring over some new ones, and then I'm going to double check the back side of those two to make sure that they have already been stained. With this color, the natural is natural 209. It's a little hard to tell which side has been done because there's not really a color, it's more a clear. So you have to look carefully to make sure that each side has been stained. And I want to make sure that I do it right because I don't want the boss to get on me about it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and move these two over to this table, bring over two more new ones, and go ahead and start to stain those because I believe those two are completely done. So when I flip that one over to compare it to the ones that had not been done at all, you do see a difference. It is somewhat darker, even though it's a transparent color, natural 209. I can tell that they have been stained when I put, or well, that one has been stained when I place it up against the other one. So now we're going to move another one out and replace it with another one. All right, now that I moved those two, we have room to add more here. So let's get started. All right, got my gloves on, and Snatcher has already shaken this up for me to make sure that it is good and mixed well. So now we just gotta get it open. Handy dandy tool. And I just go all around. There we go. I'm gonna lightly lay it back on here. Set this over to the side and bring over two new wood planks.
All right, gang, so I had to go with my own method on this one. As you can see, I used the same method that I did in the back of the van. And yeah, gang, so far so good. It was a little harder than it needed to be, but that's my own fault, gang. Like I had to cut this wood into an angle to actually make it work, because you see here, I screwed it from the side. Instead of going up under it, I screwed it to it from the side, similar to how I did on the back, but it's angled. So that made it a little difficult. And I think I am gonna go with a brace just because I need something to fasten the wood behind here. I'm gonna put pieces of wood back here of the, so it like it flows all the way to the back. I'm gonna put some more of that shiplap right up in here. So I think what I'm gonna do is make some braces around the air condition, all the way around the air condition. But yeah, we got it up there, gang. To God be the glory.
All right, you heard him. So he is almost complete with the front end of the braces, or I forgot what he called them. But I have 2 more pieces left that I need to put stain on. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it on the back table because I don't have enough room left on the front table that I was using. But there's only 2 left. So I will maneuver it some type of way where I'm able to get to the wood and still get this done, so that we'll have all the ceiling panels done so that they can dry, so that the next step is Snatcher can drill holes in them, so we'll be able to put the puck lights in. Because when we put these on the ceiling, we're going to have the lights to be able to put them in, because we can't close it up and then try to turn around and put the lights in. That would be backwards. So I'm trying to get all of the boards done so that they can dry, so that he can be able to begin the process of cutting the holes in them so we can put the puck lights in. So we're on it, y'all. We are doing the best we can. We appreciate all of you who have been writing in the comments. You can't wait to see it done. You can't wait. You can't wait. Well, we can't either. But we also work full-time jobs, so it's a little hard for us to consistently always be down here working on it. And we do still try to come down each day. That's why sometimes you will see a break in between us getting some things done and Snatcher getting some things done, because his job is somewhat labor intensive sometimes at work. Mine is a little bit more sedentary, but there's just some parts of this job that has to have Snatcher's handy hands to do the work. But hey, to God be the glory. That is what he was created for, was to take care of me, his lovely little wife, and I handle the things that I'm able to handle. But that's what makes us a team. All right, so as I stated, these are the last 2 boards that I'm working on. As you see, I'm over here on the other side where I was initially pulling the boards from that were previously done on one side by Snatcher, and using this final table here to finish off these 2. And I don't know at this point if we'll be able to finish tonight. So we're gonna have to close out the video. As you can hear, Snatcher's out there blowing up the sawdust that he got down. But give me a second. So I don't know if we'll be able to actually finish out this project tonight, because these are gonna have to dry. And yeah, that's probably gonna lead into a whole nother day. But let's get her done. All right, the last 2 boards are done. Let me show you how everything looks. So here's the first table. Here's the second table. Now, tomorrow I'll come down and I will double check that they are completely dried and flip them over and make sure that I caught each and every single board. I know that the last 2 on the end have been done both on the front and the back, because I flipped those over and those 2 looked like it hadn't been done on the front. But if they had, that's all right. It's just an extra coat of protection. But I'll double check that, and I guess we need to go check on Snatcher and see how he's doing in glow. As I walk up on Snatcher, looks like he is done.
Done, done, and done.
He's already putting the curtains back, but let's get up in here and see what all he got done.
So check it out, gang. We are finished with the framing job in glow. All the way down through there. And all the way up here. Like I said, I decided to frame in the air condition just because of back here. So back here, I needed something that I'm going to attach the shiplap to, and it's going to attach to that frame. And as you can see, I still have my piece up here looking like factory, but under there is where we're fastened to. Yeah.
So I also see something else that Snatcher did when he framed the air conditioner. I see that the electrical wiring has been moved and put in its rightful place. Kudos, Snatcher.
It is in the wall, gang. Yeah, I didn't play around in here. I got in here and got it done. Not only did I put the wiring in the wall, I spray painted the wall so we don't have any rust growing. Gang, do you remember that little glob right there? Can't see that anymore. All the way down through there, it's done.
The glob that was down here is all done. And I have to say that was kind of my fault. I did a halfway job when I painted the walls. But it is all good. It was cold out here. It was wintertime. Y'all know how that is. I was out here freezing. I had a toboggan on and I don't know if I had a coat. Had people coming out here asking me when I was gonna cook dinner, all kinds of stuff. And if you don't remember, go back and watch the beginning when we were starting to put in different things in here. I think I was putting in sound deadening that day, and yeah, but it's done now.
And I remember I told you I was gonna fix this piece here in the other video. And as you can see, if you go all the way down, it comes all the way to the end, just like that. So we are good to go on our framing there. And of course, if you're interested in anything that we use, because we use nothing but basic tools, as you see, all the tools we use will be in the description below, just in case you want. We're not sponsored by any of it.
Not necessarily the tools themselves, but it'll be in our Amazon link.
Okay.
So that you'll be able to see the tools that we purchase. We have an Amazon store. And if you want to know, just check it out.
Check it out, gang. Yeah.
All right, and just like that, with that being said,
like, comment, share, subscribe. Join the Outside Gang if you haven't done so already.
All right, now, with that being said,
God's got us wherever we land. Yeah.